It's really important that you are aware of the fact that you are participating in a work that is not something that is telling you what the truth is or trying to tell you what to believe. This work is about simply moving you to the place where you will lose the ability to contract, and you will end up having a greater understanding. Because again, you will have more ability to interpret the higher divine frequencies. Again, similar to what I was saying with, you might end up sort of realizing how Mozart wrote his music and where he heard it from. You might move into a place of having an understanding of Einstein with no physics knowledge at all. I have no knowledge of physics. I'm not a musician. But I have already opened my system to the place that if I just even think of Einstein or Mozart, I can see exactly where they wrote their music from. And I have no way to really explain it. Because again, I'm not a physicist, so how can I talk about that language? I don't know how to speak in it, but I can definitely feel it and interpret it. My system's interpreting it. So it's a very unique thing. Then all of a sudden, you become the one that has that experience. Truth ends up emanating from you. You realize, I don't know how I would ever explain that, but that makes a lot of sense. That's what that means. You just, the lights just turn on, and it's like, okay. And then, again, some of you, if you know physics, you might be able to talk a little bit about it. If you're a musician, you might leave here today and go write some great music, because you know how to do that. If you're, again, have certain skills, art, you might go paint incredible because of whatever reason you have an interpretation of color. There's an interpretation of energy. Your system starts expressing it, but it expresses it as you. You can't just start speaking Chinese if you don't know how to speak Chinese. But, again, you might have a little bit more of an affinity with the language. All of a sudden, you might hear it differently without really knowing how to interpret it. But then you might be able to sort of see what people are saying. All of a sudden, you just sort of look and you're like, So, again, the work here is not about telling you to change what you're doing. It's more just reorienting you to the place of helping you to understand all that you have done, all that you have learned. It's helping just to create clarity, so that all those books you might have read and all that information you might have studied, all of a sudden will start fitting, and you'll be like, that's what that, I was wondering what that really meant. It'll just dawn. You'll just be like, So the work here is more about that, taking the best of what you have and gained. And that includes your ego, okay? This is taking the best of your ego and mind and utilizing it for the greater good, okay? Because, it was designed to create a cocoon of which you would birth yourself from. We could say, some of us, if you were going to, discover your diamond, then the crushing that the ego and mind has done to you is very much going to bring out the beauty. Now again, metaphorically speaking, I would say that in the new paradigm, the crushing is just going to stop. Because, the mind is going to lose the ability to crush you. In this work, if you keep doing it, you're going to lose the ability to crush yourself. We're going to take away this whole crushing process, But in the past, my greatest experiences were getting crushed. So you could say, I got crushed pretty good to sit here and to share this divine diamond work. But you're moving into a time where that process is stopping. Okay? We're moving into a paradigmal time where that's just not part of the evolution at this point. So it's not necessary to do penance and fasting and tons of meditation and all these chanting of all these words and going and prostrating 5,000 times in front of some statue or some deity. In the past it was, but today it's not. Today it's taking what you have, exactly the way you are, and relaxing. The old word was surrender. Today it's relax. You only just need to relax. Surrender is no longer even an appropriate terminology for this modern paradigm. It's like you don't have time to surrender, just relax. The time is coming, just relax, okay? And ultimately that's the greatest gift that you have. If you can just learn to relax, if you can stop contracting, if you can let go of your contraction, your belief, your concepts, if you can just receive, and in that, the one thing I would say that is good is I'd like you to consider falling in love with the divine. But in the divine within your heart, find the divine, find your temple, find your greatest love within your heart. Go home through your heart. Just go there. That's the greatest knowledge. And also, that's where the mind came from anyway. Go home. Go back. Go back to your heart. I mean, the door is open. You've been a runaway so long, At this point, just come home. The door's open. There's food on the table. The mind came from home and has been away and missing it for a long time. And this ego has been running around the house, and it's ready to come home. Make peace. Come back to the family. The family within your heart, your divine family, your true self. Ultimately, relax. There's no mistake. You're forgiven. Come back. So basically, this is just encouraging you in that way. We want you to come back. We want you to come home. Say this divine family, this sacred heart, wants all that mind and ego has ever been to return. So the divine diamond work is by opening that door. And when you're ready in your own time, you will come back. You'll be able to forgive yourself. You'll be able to relax, and you'll walk in that door again. When you're ready, you can hear the music inside. You can see there's a festa. There's a divine celebration happening. The door is open, and when you forgive yourself, and you can simply just relax, and no one's going to blame you for anything, and you come back into that divine celebration within your heart, you will be welcomed. And then you will never want to leave again. There will be no reason to ever go again back outside. It'll be just natural.